it was such a relief. Just escaped with my life from a critical beat. So allow me one moment that I can tell the story. Chillin' with the posse, coolin' in the territory. The night was kinda rash, we were feeling kinda haughty. All put together, got down on a 40. Weather started bugging, we were feeling kinda dizzy. Ran into some static and we started getting busy. It didn't seem that bad, a simple one-on-one, until some brother got Larry and back to gun. Well, the tension was so thick, you can cut it with a knife. Thank God I left the place and escaped from my life. The next morning I awoke, shook up to the T, wondering what would become of me. My mother asked me what happened, I didn't want to mention. Through all the television to alleviate the tension. It wasn't long before I realized exactly what was going on before my eyes. Bugs Bunny bugging out all the time. Woody Woodpecker throwing down for a dime. Daffy Duck got clumsy and Cole got floored. Voltron getting stupid with the blazing sword. Yosemite Sam, Cole busting shots. He-Man running around distributing knots. Little Orcas chillin', Skeletor is illin'. Regardless of the show, there's a victim and a villain. Put your mind to the max, give it all that you got. If you open up your eyes, you can see through the plot. Little kids are beefing, he wants a peace and silence. Turn on the tube to some animated violence. Comes to education, there is nothing duller. Anger and frustration, express their kids in color. Like a second mother, in whom they can find these principles absorbed and released outside. Inspector Gadget couldn't make up his mind if he should report what he was able to find. So to avoid the mental strain, he called upon his niece and his homeboy Brain. They came upon the scene, got straight on the case. Brain had a strange look on his face. Brain saw all the money stacked on the shelf, grabbed all he could, said I'm going for self. The inspector turned around, said you must be insane. The dog looked up and said, well, I'm the Brain. The inspector replied, without a job you had. Brain said, don't worry, I'm working for Mad. Turned to Barney, said our friendship's kinda shifty. So from now on, everything is 50-50. That night they made the deal, shook hands and parted. Woke up next morning and everything started. Barney said I'm coming over to borrow the hose. Fred said bring toilet paper so that I can blow my nose. Barney said it's getting late. Coming, Fred, are you ready? Fred said, just a minute, I'm getting some of Betty. Nowadays, the world is going down the drain. Science has advanced so far ahead. You got brothers running around now being fed. Not talking about the food that you put on your plate, just dealing with the mind and its mental state. Jacob tried to heckle and said I'm well aware nowadays the world couldn't really care if you had a place to stay, night or day, or if you made up your mind to blow yourself away. And as you pull the trigger and you start to bleed, someone will say one less mouth to feed. I turned to Porky and said I have a plan. If we come together, we can rule the whole land. Be leaders of our country, enforcers of the law. And with our words, we'll send them both to war. But we won't push the button of total despair. Just bluff real hard and hold the world in fear. By the way, if you think about it, to keep the game going, we couldn't do without it. Please don't like understanding to have a bit of room so you can conceive the message in our cartoon. To us, the world is going up for sale, and soon history will be a fairy tale. If you live to see it come around, well, the name is Special Born, I'll put you down. If you live to see it come around, well, his name is Cool Swift, he put you down. If you live to see it come around, Grant Riz and Tony D has put you down. If you live to see it come around, has put you down.